All right, we're here at the Academy Sports Rigs and Techniques and the CCA Workbench, and we're doing a little different this year. Usually I come up here and talk about bass, but seeing as how we always talk about bass, I brought High in to talk a little bit about some of the exotic species that we catch here in South Florida. So you've been guiding down here. What kind of species are we looking at?
My favorite one to start off with is the butterfly peacock bass.
We had some pictures here, right? So
yeah, we got a few pictures coming in.
with a peacock bass and
Another one is the jaguar guapote. That's the peacock there.
yeah, that's pretty.
Everyone usually recognize that one for the colorful patterns.
How big do those things get here?
State record just over 9 pounds. There's been a couple of reports about 10, 11 pounds.
They are beautiful. And what kind of fish is that right there?
We got a red devil, or sometimes referred to as the Midas, and then the tiger Oscar on the far left.
Now, is that a tiger Oscar
That's
too?
a tiger Oscar too.
Now, what kind of fish are these exactly?
They're all cichlids. The majority of them are cichlids.
Well,
That one's a clown knifefish,
Wow.
which is found a little bit further north in Broward counties.
Right.
And Delray.
And what's that one?
That's the snakehead.
The people eat those things, right? The snakeheads?
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons why they've been found down here, or supposedly allegedly brought down here.
Yeah, these are all freshwater fish, right?
All freshwater fish.
And that's your main guide right there. Is
That's
trying
the bread
to
and
catch
butter.
those things.
Yeah.
Now, what are you normally catching these things on, and what time of year are we targeting
all the
them?
cichlids you can be targeted and caught year round. You can catch them on lures, you can catch them on fly, so you can go from conventional casting to spin to fly rigs. You can get them on a variety of lures. I like twitch baits. Lip twitch baits with an erratic action is probably one of the most successful lures you can use, because it catches not only the target of the peacocks, but almost all the other predators as well.
Now, do they like things that are moving quickly, or?
It all depends. Predator fish, it's all about, especially when you get to the bigger ones, they're all about balancing how much energy to expel versus risk and reward. So I like to play off to their body language. So
Right.
once you kind of get a play off of that, you have a split second to make those decisions. But
So you're seeing these fish first.
absolutely, 100% sight fished.
So you're looking around. Now,
Yeah.
When I first came down here, when we started doing the show, I wanted to catch a peacock, and I get up on close to these canals, and if my head peeks over the edge, they're gone. How are you getting so close?
Well, it's one of the advantages of being shorter is, you're a smaller profile. But absolutely, just like if you were stalking a fish on the flats, you want to create a smaller profile. So if you're on the casting platform of a skiff, and you just come up onto a school of bonefish or whatever you've been stalking for that day, if they come up kind of fast, you want to make a smaller profile. So on land, it's kind of the opposite. You're walking up onto them, so you kind of want to make yourself not seen if you can. Make yourself smaller profile, move slower. Definitely try to wear clothes that blend within the sky or the trees.
I got you.
Bright colored shirts and neon stuff. Usually, red flags.
So where's your main target? Where do you work mostly?
All of Miami, some of Broward, but mostly in the South Florida. I range from Miami, from the north part all the way to south, and from probably Atlantic all the way into the fringes of the Everglades, and even going into the Everglades if the client wishes to go into there.
And where's the main places where you're targeting these fish?
The majority is going to be in the canals that bleed off into lakes, some private ponds or lakes as well, but for the most part, canal systems.
In the canals?
Yeah, I mean, there's canal systems all throughout Florida. If you zoom out, it's like Swiss cheese. So
Where did all these weird fish come from? You know?
the peacocks were introduced by the state, by the FWC in 1984, to help control or eradicate some of the non-natives and invasives. The majority of the other invasives you have theories whether they were released by aquarium, people that didn't have too much experience. Some people think that they were introduced illegally. So depending
Yeah.
on who you ask, it's all kind of a theory.
Because a lot of these fish are like the Oscars and the cichlids. They're from the
Absolutely.
aquarium trade, right?
Yep, absolutely. We were talking about it earlier, how usually when you have a pet and you give it a name, and then once, like we were talking specifically about fish, when you go to release them, if you can, you want to release them somewhere where they're going to keep growing,
Right.
living, But eventually that becomes a problem for the state.
So if somebody wanted to come down here and go fishing with you, what's the best time of year you think to target these?
Whenever you can,
Yeah?
whenever you can. That's the great thing about the freshwater fishing and our inshore fishing is come down here whenever you can have a chance. If it's blowing too hard on the flats or even offshore, you have a great alternative. The variety of South Florida freshwater fishes, it's almost endless. You can get to double digits if you're looking for a species count. So there's always something to do.
Beautiful. Well, thanks, brother.
Hey, my
Thanks for
pleasure.
coming in.
Hey.
Hopefully we'll get out there and try to catch some of those.
Heck yeah. Good job, Dave. That's my problem, Rick. I'm too tall. I'm not sneaky enough like you.
No.
You can sneak up on him a little bit.
You have
You have a
no
smaller profile.
idea of the level of my sneakiness, Brie.
Oh, good.